Okay, welcome to today's challenge. I am Kate and we are going to practice calm by candlelight. So the calm practice is in essential a yin yoga practice. It's all about calming, cooling, centering, grace, ease, and this beautiful concept of surrender and passivity. So really letting go. We will be holding stationary poses. So I recommend you get really cozy. Now I've chosen to get so cozy that I blend into both my duvet and my wall. So if you can get that cozy, then this is excellent. Couple of cushions. You might be in your bed, anywhere that's soft. And I want you to know that you definitely don't need any experience for this practice. You don't need a degree of flexibility. In fact, what we'll be doing physically is really stressing the connective tissue in your body so that you can experience greater ease physically and increase your flexibility. And I always think that when we increase the flexibility in our physical body, we get to increase the flexibility in our mind too. Creating space and letting go of emotions and tensions and thoughts that keep us trapped in ourselves, essentially. What else can I tell you? I think we'll let the practice do the rest. So to begin with, one of my very favorite poses, the seated butterfly. Oh, I highly recommend socks as well, by the way. This might be the only way that you can keep track of me in this practice. So I highly recommend popping some socks on to keep warm. Now, seated butterfly, soles of feet together, knees out wide. Can do a little measure between your groin and your heels. Make sure there's about 2.5 to 3 handspans in that space. If you know that your hips are sensitive, then grab your pillows, slide them underneath your legs, and give yourself a little bit of extra support there. Yeah. If you know that you're not going to be able to lean forward much because we're going to head there, you might pop your pillows on top of your legs. Maybe 1 pillow, maybe 2 pillows. And if you don't need any support at all, then you can begin to fold forward. Rest your hands onto your feet. I like to turn mine to face up and then bring the crown of your head towards your hands. And let your eyes close. If you've done the Shavasana or lying down in stillness practice, you'll know that that subtle action of closing the eyes helps to withdraw our attention, bringing it inwards. Get the sense that your body is sinking down, like you were resting into a bed of feathers. So that as you stay and as you breathe, your body gets that gentle massage, gentle opening. From the inside out. And to aid in that massage, to help the process of release and surrender, please begin to lengthen your breath just a little. Enough so that you can become really mildly captivated by the breath. Let it hold your attention. Let it spread down into your body. It's normal to experience a little bit of discomfort in these poses, in these shapes. A little bit of restlessness. Allow yourself just to be with the discomfort, the restlessness. Just for a few more breaths. And then slowly rise back up. You can pad your hands towards your knees. Pause for a moment, maybe close your eyes. And then next pose will also focus on the legs. It'll be a little stronger into your legs actually. So opening them wide, and now it's your version of wide, which might mean that they're quite a bit closer together, or it might mean that you can take them quite a bit wider. If you find that you're at this very beginning point and you can't sit up still, you might take a cushion and pop it underneath your butt. That's going to elevate your hips and give you a little bit more support. Otherwise, if you're quite comfy and you'd like to fold forward, 1 or 2 cushions as you begin to walk yourself forward. If you know that you can, and this pose is accessible for you, then you might just bring your forearms down. Maybe let your head drop. Coming into dragonfly pose. So from butterfly to dragonfly. Your feet or your toes might naturally sway in or out. Wherever they are is totally fine. You can begin to tune your attention into where you feel this pose in your body, where you feel the stretch, the opening. Now you're able to stay with the sensation. We know that the amount of time that we hold these poses and how still we can be in them really impacts the efficacy. How much we can let go, melt in. Can also help. And this really helps us to connect in with what our body has been holding on to, with what we've been holding on to. All the tension, all the tightness, whatever we haven't had time or space to process, we begin to reclaim inside this practice. Take 3 more deep breaths. use your hands to gently lift up from dragonfly. Just walking them back towards you. And you can also use your hands to lift your legs, bring them back into center. And I usually like to just hang out for a moment in this little squeeze, pressing the knees together, giving yourself a hug, tucking chin to throat, forehead towards the knees. And because the yin practice insists that we get grounded, our next few poses will be entirely on the ground. So come to lie down on your back. Squeeze your knees in towards your chest. You can bring your arms either into a cactus, so elbows bent, or a T, arms straight. I'm going to take a cactus because I'm a little pressed for space here. In fact, I've just started disappearing somewhere into my cushions. That's probably the only contrast there is between my face and the cushions. Drop your knees over towards the left. If you want support for your head, you can bring your head onto cushion. If you want support for your legs, you could bring a cushion either between your legs, your thighs, or underneath your left thigh, right? That'll bring the ground a little bit closer to you. And just allow yourself to lay back, turning your head towards the right if that's okay for your neck. Adds an extra twist in. And also, if you need just a little more weight through your right thigh, left hand can rest to the right thigh. Twists help to detoxify the body and the mind, allowing more clarity. Try and soften everything here. From your big toes into your inner thighs. From your sternum, the very center of your chest, all the way onto the edge of your right collarbone. Feeling the stretch across your pecs, top of your chest. And then let your breath be free. To nourish your body in whatever way it requires nourishment. Settle in, nestle in. Just for a few more really deep breaths here. Expanding into your belly as you inhale. Softening into your belly as you exhale. And then again, use your hands to bring your knees back to center. Give them a gentle squeeze. And when you're ready, You can come over to the opposite side. Knees will pull back in towards the chest. Arms are in a cactus or a T. Drop your knees towards the right, supporting underneath your right knee or between your thighs if you need that. And dropping your left shoulder, turning your gaze over your left hand. Closing down your eyes to find that inner space. Imagine that inner space just behind your forehead. Like a huge, clear, expansive space like the sky. You might imagine it blue. See it light, dark. Watch as your left shoulder blade gets heavier. Just for these last breaths. And squeeze your legs together, come back to center. And spread yourself out into a beautiful pentacle pose. Legs and arms wide. Turn your palms up towards the sky. Let your eyes naturally and gently close. And be willing just to let your body go. To observe the more open spaces. To be softer. Lighter. More present. these last few breaths really wash over you. Gently, some movement into your fingers and toes, just pointing and flexing your feet a few times, maybe opening and closing your hands. And you can definitely stay where you are, but if you'd prefer to come up, then take your time to roll over and use your hands as support. And that bit's really important. We often lift ourselves up out of a space quicker than we should. If you found a comfortable seat, close your eyes down for a moment. Just feel back into your body. I know that for me, this part of the challenge is definitely one of my favorites. I hope it is for you too. I would love for you to continue to practice. 20 minutes of this is all you need to be exactly how you are right now. And I want to give you a little extra challenge off the back of this, and that is to commit to doing half the amount of time you spend working out on some sort of calm yoga session. I know that if I'm working out without doing this type of practice, my body doesn't get the recovery that it needs. This is my one key tip to absolute recovery. So jump onto my locker. There's a stack of calm practices on there, and see what you can find. Find something you like.